We're good.
Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, May 17th, 2023 at 4:15 p.m. We are in the Brecksville Broadview Heights Elementary School, 3500 Oaks Road, Brecksville, Ohio. This is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. This is an executive session only of the Board of Education. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 1C, roll call.
Mrs. Kramer,
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski, Mrs. Mack, Mrs. Wigman, Mr. Dosen.
Yes. Item 2A, resolve to enter into executive session per Ohio Revised Code 121.22, item G, for the purpose of the consideration of the appointment, employment, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official per board policy 0166, item A. May I have a motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Kramer,
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski, Mrs. Mack, Mrs. Wigman,
Yes.
Mr. Dosen.
Yes, we will now be in executive session until we conclude the interview process. Thank you.
Yes, we are good to go.
Okay, so we're recording. We are at item 2C, exit executive session, resolve to exit executive session. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Roll call.
Mrs. Kramer,
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski, Mrs. Mack, Mrs. Wigman, Mr. Dosen.
Yes. We're now out of executive session. Item 3 is announcements. Our next regular board meeting is May 24th. Item 4 is adjournment. May I have resolve to adjourn meeting. May I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Kramer,
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski, Mrs. Mack, Mrs. Wigman, Mr. Dosen.
Yes.
Thank
Meeting is
you.
now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks.